Good afternoon. I want to make a demonstration of my final project. My name is CK Chigozie Henry, and my final project is an API. So I have two data in my collection. One is the rows, and the second collection is the one for users. So I added documentation for this API using Swagger. And here is my controller for Here's my controller for the user's routes. As you can see here, I added error handling to take care of the errors. So in the first section of the code, I am trying to get all users from my database, and my database is MongoDB. So at first, I I had some problems that I didn't know exactly how or why I had those errors. One of those challenges I had was in my package.json file. I did not include this section that indicates that the code or the script starts in the in this section. So each time when the code was running locally, but if I deployed it to render, it normally failed. So because it was running locally, I couldn't figure out the errors fast. That has always delayed my code, and somehow I managed to fix it. So that's, by the way, I have my middleware here. I need to have my validation. I validated user and the rows. So let me quickly go to my browser. So here is my dashboard for render. I have several other projects which I have built in the past in the same render accounts. So and here is my final project. So to access the user, you have to go to the user's route. The system is very slow because of the recording software I'm using, and my system capacity is very poor. That's why I normally don't show a lot, and I just try to show. So here is the website. I go to users. As you can see, I'm getting my users from the API. And if I go to docs, API docs, Here you will see the documentation for the API I've built. So inside users, I have rows in my database, in my collection. So I have 3 rows. So coming back to the code. Here's my server.js file. I have only one route in it because I have all my routes bundled up, bundled in one index.js route right here. So I created the routes for the rows and routes for the users and call them here instead of putting them in my server.js file to avoid clutter. So uh, let me show my database. I think I can do that today. Here's my database. I'm using MongoDB and Compass. So here's my database. I named it project 3. So in the project 3, I have rows, I have users. I was trying to include sections, but I ended up not because of time. I'll do that on my own spare time. I'll complete that. So here's my database. If I went to rows, you can see I can either add, I'll use the website to add new row. And this time, my index.rest file is working properly. If you clicked on, if my code was running, I just found the code in my local host. So, and on my index.rest file, I could send a request to users. And here is the response. Here is the response. As you can see, if I try to get a single user, And what I need to do is to get the ID of the user and add it to this route here. This HTTP link. If I send the request, I'll get a single user. If I wanted to create a new user, this would be it. But this will not allow me because of it wouldn't work because of the verification, which I didn't include in the routes. So, and the update also is also protected. So if I go to rows, here has the rows. So my index.rest file is working properly this time. I'm really much grateful. I'm taking this course right now, this time, because I've learned a lot. I know that as I proceed further with these assignments and projects, I keep learning more. I've learned a lot. I want to thank you so much for being part of my learning experience. Thank you very much.